What's up, everybody? Yet again, back at it again with the No Pants Productions, and tonight we're gonna be doing Son of Batman, the newest in DC animated flicks, and here's Kevin.
Yeah. I've watched this one once. The other two gentlemen haven't. It's good. It's fun, but story wise, I've got some problems with it, so I'll probably bitch about that later. Hopefully, you two like it.
All right.
But
See, we have some katanas going on,
Yeah.
some Deathstroke. Is there a lot of cool sword play?
oh yeah, a lot of good action scenes.
Very nice. Looks like the Red Hood artist. Is it?
I didn't check that.
It looks kind of like it could be.
It could be. It's kind of in the same like semi-anime style as
One of us can do the
Flashpoint.
homework while the movie's going.
Yeah.
So this is set in the New 52 continuity, like Justice League War, which we haven't covered yet. And I've not read Batman New 52 at all. Brian, you're familiar with the Damian story a little bit?
Bits and pieces. I mean, I just vaguely touched on some of the stuff with him in Court of Owls. Vaguely touched on the story arc that came after with Death in the Family, with the return of the Joker in that. And then, yeah, spoiler alert, I don't care at this point. Read a comic book, you'll know.
Yeah.
He did, in the official continuity, die.
Okay.
But, you know, who knows how long that'll last.
In comics.
But it did cause, Bruce Wayne enough anger to where he actually teamed up with the Red Hood again.
Okay, I could get into that.
Yeah,
So
made him angry enough.
let's go about it this way. Do you like the idea of Damian? Do you like the idea of Batman having a kid?
It's not bad.
You
I
like
like it just because, we're used to seeing him adopt kids.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We're used to him adopting them, and I like the idea of, him having to take responsibility for one that's actually, like, flesh and blood, and then having that kid still have to interact with the adopted children.
Yeah.
Dysfunctional family.
Oh, God,
They all
yes.
fight each other.
Yeah, if you're into the Bat family, I can see how that's cool. Personally, I'm not too into the Bat family though. I like Batman best as a loner, and to me, it just seems kind of lazy. Like, oh, we're out of ideas. Oh, let's give Batman a kid. Hadn't done that yet.
Yeah.
But I do like Talia. If you're gonna give him a kid, Talia would be the best candidate for a mother.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I love Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul, however you prefer to call it. So anything that hinges on him, the idea of him raising Batman's kids is really cool.
Oh, God,
So
Well, yeah, I mean, then he gets to model him into what he wishes Batman would be.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll touch on this later, but that is kind of a cool concept because basically it's like the medieval families,
Yeah.
like the woman's completely irrelevant. It's the two men trying to take themselves and make the best kid. So it's the kid of Ra's al Ghul and Batman. So that is
Yeah.
cool. But
Yeah.
I'm not that crazy about the concept. Lloyd, do you like the idea of Damian Wayne?
I mean, collectively, kind of like you said, I think it could be a run out of ideas, but I do think at the same time, out of all the times that there's been kids that he's taken care of, it's about time to have one. And like you said, it's best that he has it with Talia. Although I've always been a Batman Catwoman fan,
That's what I was gonna say
you.
next.
but I mean, I still think. I think it's cool, like you. I mean, I never really considered what you just said, but Ra's, Rage, whatever, taking Damian and raising him is like dark anti-Batman. It's pretty cool, like the true leader of the League of Shadows. That'd be
Oh, yeah.
a neat thing to see. But I mean, I don't know. I don't really know much about him other than what I've read online and like extended universe type stuff. I haven't read any comics with him personally. I've just read. I can't think of the name of it right now, but the 3-part trilogy that has him and Ra's al Ghul, like the introduction of him,
Yeah.
and him and Talia's romance and everything.
Yeah, Demon is somewhere in the title of that.
Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned Catwoman, so on the perfect Batman mate, you're in the Catwoman cat.
Absolutely.
Ah,
I like Talia a whole lot as a second backup, but I really like Catwoman.
Yeah.
I'm partial to Talia. Now in the movie universe, in the movies though, I think Michelle Pfeiffer has been the best Batgirl friend.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But
Best Catwoman.
I'm with him.
How about you? You're with Catwoman.
I'm with him on Catwoman. I don't know why. I've always enjoyed the interactions between them.
I mean, I do like Catwoman. Just to me, Talia is the only character that's Batman's equal.
I agree with that, like in the sense
Yeah,
of
but I mean,
they could definitely go toe to toe in a death match, and he wouldn't do that with Catwoman. You feel me? But I don't know. Maybe it's because the animated series when I was a kid or something. But
Yeah.
it's just
I think there's more good Catwoman episodes than Talia episodes.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
yeah, I think, I mean, it feels like she only showed up maybe a handful of times in the old animation stuff. I mean, I know she showed up in Batman Beyond once.
Nah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. That's a whole.
We're gonna have to
can
cover
of-
that episode.
That's a whole
sick
can of
one.
worms.
Well, speaking of that, with that little twist, so let's talk about Ra's al Ghul. How's he stand on y'all's villain list?
I love Ra's al Ghul personally, man. I really do. I've always liked him. I mean, the Joker's the obvious choice, but I like Ra's al Ghul more than the Penguin or any of them. For real.
Definitely.
Like,
Oh yeah. There's definitely in Batman or any superheroes comic books or any movie they ever do, there's always a hierarchy of villain. For Batman, personally, Joker, Ra's, and then I honestly have never really cared about putting a third.
I like
Fair
Scarecrow a lot. I was
Yeah.
glad to get him a movie. But
Yeah, it's just one of those. There's a hierarchy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Ra's al Ghul, and it's cool that he's like Batman, as in he thinks he's a good guy. Just his sense of justice has become really twisted.
well, it's like he believes in global Depop and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but it is for the greater good. It's like some Dan Brown shit.
That's what I was gonna say. It's never occurred to me, but with
Inferno.
the new conspiracy culture, you could get a lot of good Ra's al Ghul stories with that.
Yeah. He's like captured UFOs and uses like alien technology to like start global warming or some shit.
Yeah, just something about since Ra's in that case since we're kind of comparing him to Batman, going back to the last one, that's who Thomas Wayne must have learned from. He went halfway on the route.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to see Thomas Wayne meet Ra's al Ghul.
Be raised by Ra's al Ghul.
Oh God, I want to see that story. Damn it, Brian.
That's the side arc. DC, please, thank you.
Okay, so Deathstroke comes back in this one. I'm a big Deathstroke fan, but this isn't. What's his name from Sons of Anarchy?
Ron Perlman.
This isn't Ron Perlman though. This is a different guy. So that's.
I'm interested
not
to
as
see how that
great.
goes.
And,
Yeah.
and he's not as good as Deathstroke from the Arrow show, but
Yeah.
he's still Deathstroke. I'm happy
Yeah.
to get Deathstroke.
Well, I mean, I was gonna think about it. I would put Deathstroke as that number 3 spot, but he's kind of
Yeah, he's-
all over the
yeah.
DC universe. He swaps who his enemy arch nemesis is every few days.
Yeah, Teen Titans, I guess, are his classic arch enemy, but you don't gotta limit him to them at all.
Yeah,
Killer Croc and Man-Bat also show up in this one.
I love a
like
good
that.
Man-Bat story.
Yeah, I would love to see Man-Bat live action.
Yeah. Yeah.
That or Killer. Ooh, there you go. That'd be a good Batman movie. Let's just do the mutated villains for one whole film.
They would be like, "Oh, you're just doing it because Spider-Man." They would say some shit like that, but no, it'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
You know, I'm gonna contradict myself here. I love Man-Bat because it's Batman versus a bat.
Yeah,
Which is
like
awesome.
a giant bat.
But I don't like Killer Croc because he's just too ridiculous to me.
He
Like,
is
why did? In my head, like, why is Batman fighting a dinosaur man? but Batman fighting a bat guy, that just makes perfect sense to me. But yeah, I prefer Killer Croc when he's just like a guy with a
Yeah.
skin condition that's really buff. Not like when he's got the tail and everything.
I'm
Right.
not gonna lie. I like like the more recent interpretations of Killer Croc, where he's like a buffed up like mutated mobster.
Yeah.
Compared to his old version, where he's a mutated wrestler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a
With
sideshow performer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sideshow wrestler with a Louisiana accent. That was just goofy as hell.
I don't know if he was meant to be from Louisiana or if that was just an animated series.
I
thing.
hope
don't
that
know.
wasn't intentional, because that's just goofy. And a little cliched.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go
you're gonna have a
figure.
crocodile, man. He's got this in the bite.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna fight that there Batman.
Okay, I guess we can end with the voice cast. There's not too many standouts in this. It's the same Batman as from Justice League War. I guess basically with these new 52 stories, no more Kevin Conroy. Although he's gonna do side projects. There's that
Yeah.
Assault on Arkham movie that he's gonna do.
I'm
That's
like,
the one about the Arkham
Yeah.
storyline from the video games.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and
I'm looking forward to that movie.
Yeah, I'm
coming out.
definitely
It looks
looking
like
forward
it's
to
gonna be good.
it looks better than this.
Oh.
But dude that's doing the voice of Deathstroke instead of Ron Perlman, they got one dude's from Criminal Minds. Shrapnel from Arrow shows up as Nightwing. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most people watching this are probably gonna tie it to Arrow, but
Is it
for me it's
Firefly?
Firefly. Yeah.
And the chick that's Talia, she was from Firefly.
Yep. They were both very prominent cast members, so I thought that was cool that they show up.
And I love this. The dude doing the voice for Commissioner Gordon, his name is Bruce Thomas.
Bruce Tom.
And he was Batman in Birds of Prey.
That's awesome.
And
Bruce
although we did get an NCIS character, that's
That's
probably
right.
why my brain's confusing, because anybody who watches Ducky, who's the guy doing all the autopsies, he is actually Alfred.
Okay.
Hmm.
As an aside, I wish I would have written down his name, but this past week we just lost Alfred from the 90s animated series.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which he was like 90 something, so
Yeah.
he had a full life.
Yeah. No, really? I would hate to be 90 and feel like I didn't live a full life. I did nothing.
Okay, anything else y'all want to add?
No, I mean I'm stoked on this. I like good sword fights. And
Yeah, there is
some good sword fights
especially
in
with
it.
Batman.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the past few weeks, I've just been hearing everybody talk about this one, and I've watched one or two clips, and the animation looks phenomenal.
So far, I'm the only person I've come across that's mad about it. I've only heard good things from other people, so hopefully y'all love it. Well, here's hoping we can recommend this for y'all at the end.
Yeah.
Son of Batman. So what do you guys think of the new Batman? Does he measure up to Kevin Conroy?
Well, to be honest, the two problems. Batman's always the character I scrutinize the most because he's my favorite comic book character, and the two issues I have the most with this one were number one, hearing someone other than Kevin Conroy on animated, which has happened before, but it's just so awkward every time it happens because I just feel like
Yeah.
His voice is too. It's not baritone enough or something. Like
I can't really put my finger on it, but
and then the whole like side slits on the mask. Like I get the cheek thing, but it's like why don't you just cover it all up instead of having the little
Yeah.
triangle cut out? I mean that's Illuminati, I guess.
Yeah, just leave the upper lip and the
like
chin line.
make the cowl like. What's the dude, the evil guy on A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? How his cow basically was like the Phantom of the Opera mustache thing going on. Like,
Well, I was thinking about it, actually. I think what it is, the reason why it has those slits, is because I
when
remember.
he pulls it back.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is I think that's what it is. That way
I think it. Now that you mention that, I do think that when he had it pulled back at one point, that was still covering like the backs of his cheeks, maybe. But yeah, maybe.
Okay, so you think like that peels back and that's like chin guard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because in the Tim Burton one, when they had the freaking rubber cow, and when he peels it back, it just tears it all off.
Yeah.
And fucking rips it all to shit. So maybe so.
I did go back.
Afterward, I wondered if it's that he rushed it and ripped it by accident, or if it's like he rips it every time he takes it off.
Yeah. He just has like some costuming company that just prints thousands of rubber cows, and they don't think anything of it, or whatever for any reason.
Crazy bro.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is I mean, after watching your guys' review, I did go back and watch that Tim Burton one, and I don't know, man. I think it was just back then they couldn't really find a good way to get like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because they couldn't find a good way to make like a rubber cloth or anything look good.
Yeah.
So they just went with like the giant headpiece
Yeah.
that also covered shoulders and limited mobility. Which is why his hand-to-hand combat's not so great in that.
And the classical like full torso movement to look at people.
Oh god.
It always makes me think of the Patterson Bigfoot video. Because the guy's turned his whole body.
Oh, God.
So we've talked about 3 different movies, but this one's
Exactly.
kind of a bad
That's what I
sign.
was about to say. We're leading you on to think it was terrible, which it was not.
No.
No.
It's really fun. Like the action scenes are awesome.
We just got into a cow tangent.
I've got some problems with the story, but let's try to get the good stuff out of the way.
Always good for the bad.
Yeah.
Things I really liked about it, other than the whole weird. Like I said, I always have scrutinized Batman pretty hard, but
The costume.
I really liked Robin's modernized costume. I like how it
Yeah.
included, because he's always had like the Zorro, like the freaking modern sapphire-looking Zorro mask going on.
man,
But I like
that's
how they
nice.
included like a hood with it now and everything. I think that's cool. I think it's cool how it's a full suit and not like a mini skirt.
Yeah.
Or just like,
Yeah, the cloak thing, that was cool.
Yeah.
I like the cloak.
Well, that's the whole thing. The new costume I liked a lot about. I definitely like what you were saying, how it wasn't like, like tights and all that. Like he actually looked like he was wearing like pants and all that. And I also liked how like his van braces, like the arm guards, were more armored looking.
And he had if you notice, it didn't have 3, like Batman has 3 of those things, but he had 2 of them.
Yeah.
It was like 1 and 1. I don't really know what to call those, like sword blockers or something.
I forgot what the real term is.
Yeah.
Arm
But-
guard.
But the hood I actually really liked, yeah.
Okay, so having watched this, you like the Damien character more now, Lloyd?
I really do like the Damien character. I think it's an interesting character to have, especially given the circumstances. It's just so, I don't know, I can't quit thinking about, well, it was, for one, it was just the movie and the styling, but I was like, okay, it's Gohan. This is basically, if Bruce was Goku, this is Gohan. But if you were to take all the anime styling and the swordplay away and it was just like them two, it's almost like he's more full of anger than Jason Todd. Like, you know what I mean? It's like he's Anakin or something. Like he's supposed to go fuck shit up and, be like a little bastard. But I do like him, and I think that comes natural to his bloodline.
I think Jason Todd's a little bit more brutal though.
Yeah, I mean,
Like he's like Damien's bloodthirsty because he's an assassin.
Yeah.
Jason Todd was a brawler.
that's
well,
true.
It's a mix of that, and it's just because of parentage and everything. Unlike Jason Todd and every other Robin, he just feels more entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he feels like, oh, I deserve this.
That's what I was gonna say.
He was extremely arrogant, because it's like, the first time he shows in the Batcave, he sits down in the throne and he's like, so this is the Batcave, it's smaller than I thought, and then he's like, sneaks into Wayne Tower and sits down, and then Bruce is like thrown there too, and then he's like, oh yeah, I get to be new Robin, no questions asked, right? Like he's just very self-entitled.
Yeah.
And it was funny how Deathstroke kind of pointed that out, like you're just a self-entitled brat, which
Yeah.
he is. But
Well, I mean, he sat in the office and he was like,
This will be my empire one day.
yeah.
yeah, and he even pointed out they needed to pay better attention to the stocks. and
Argentina.
Argentina, yeah.
Yeah. So I get you can do a lot of cool things with this character, but I don't like that archetype. The arrogant boy genius just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
It's an
remi-
archetype I care about.
It reminds me a whole lot of actually of Hush's original character, like when Bruce and I can't remember his name to save me now, like Hush's actual like name, but when him and Bruce are kids, he's the very arrogant one and stuff, like where Bruce, this is a Hush side tangent thing, but spoiler alert, where Bruce like they were best friends, but where Bruce lost his parents. I want to say his name's Thomas, but I really don't because it's Bruce's dad's name.
There's a Thomas in that story. I know.
It might be that then. I know that. Okay, well that's the parallel is that Bruce lost his parents and he mourns it. Thomas, we'll call him that, the other kid, he tries to kill his parents so he can take their fortune. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like they grow up direct rivals. It's like Ash and Gary and Pokemon or something. Like
See, I actually don't know much about Hush. So.
I love
I still
Hush.
agree.
I'll definitely borrow him. but I need to get
Is
him.
he the guy with like all the bandages?
Yeah,
and-
his
Okay.
whole face is wrapped in bandages. He's got like
Okay.
a trench coat.
Yeah, I have the vague references from Arkham games. Ugh.
Yeah. Hush is a newer character too, like for real, within the last like 10 years, and those Arkham games really did a good job with getting like everyone that
Yeah.
they could into them.
Well, I mean, they even got Calendar Man
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, they did.
So do you like this interpretation of Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, what little I fucking saw.
Yeah, I feel like he
that's-
died easy. I feel like he went down without much of a struggle.
Yeah,
I mean, he got blown up by missiles though.
well, technically he didn't get blown up by missiles. He was engulfed in flames from the
Yeah.
aftermath. But I mean, again, in the Son of the Demon, those books that I read, I mean, he had some shit very similar happen to him, and he recovers from the Lazarus pit. I know that we were kind of pointing that out during the movie, and then when you see him die, we don't see him die, but when you see
We're
his
told he's dead.
when you see his cadaver, yeah, and we're told that he's dead, it's presumed he's dead. He's like one hand grip away from the Lazarus pit, you know. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like they leave it vague enough for there to be a comeback, but at the same time, they kind of close the loop by they blow up the facility and all that other shit, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It remains to be seen.
But I remember we talked about it while we were watching it, though, just when, you know, Talia was, you know, looking at her dad's body, and she's like, Damien, the Lazarus pit won't bring him back from this. Woman, that brought back Jason Todd from the absolute,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
gates of hell.
yeah.
I think she just wanted to move on with her father.
That's what I really think too. I think that it was kind of like some
You know,
fucked up Shakespearean, like she's trying to betray the family to get ahead.
Oh.
Kind of thing.
If he doesn't come back, I'm in charge, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mind how he got taken out. I mean, engulfed in flames from like 12 missiles. That's fair. That's a fair way to go down. What bothered me was just the cosmetics. They made him like all his paraphernalia and stuff was Asian. He's Middle Eastern,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and and they're making him like this Shogun war. Shogun.
absolutely.
overlord.
He did look more Japanese than anyone else in the whole
Yeah.
movie, and I mean I totally agree with you because that's another thing in the demon books I have. He's like. One of the whole books is drawn in a totally different art than the other ones. I think it's actually his origin story, but it's like very, very, very Saudi Arabian looking stuff. It's really cool actually, but he's absolutely Middle Eastern, like you know, raised probably Islamic. Like he is not fucking Japanese by any means. So it's weird that they would make him, like you said, such like a Japanese warlord looking dude. But
Yeah.
And if you don't want to make him Arab, what I like is I really think it'd work to make him like the Mandarin from new Iron Man movie.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
like he's a world traveler. He's been around for 500-600 years.
Yeah.
I could see him, adopting aspects of all these other
Yeah.
regimes.
evolution, dude. I mean, shit.
Although, by the way, what they did with Mandarin, that was no.
I was happy with it.
You know, in my
Mm-mm.
In the Blu-ray special edition or whatever, you find out there's another Mandarin.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I haven't
That guy.
seen that. Never mind. That might be good. Okay, back to DC though.
In my criticism of Roz Raish, however you want to say it, that's going to be a continued debate. This whole thing, I'm sure. In my continued criticism of his representation in this movie, I suddenly also realized that as much as I love Liam Neeson, it's like when they cast Russell Crowe to play Noah. You know, I haven't seen the movie yet. I don't know, but I'm just saying this is like clearly a white dude playing a Middle Eastern. You know, you're taking a British actor to play a Middle Eastern guy. Apparently, America is so afraid of terrorism right now. We just can't have any Middle Easterns
Actors.
being anything decent. So
No, that was the big switcheroo with Batman Begins though. That Asian guy, they cast him as Ra's al Ghul, and Liam Neeson was cast as Ducard something. Or
Yeah.
other.
Oh yeah.
but that was the twist,
Yeah.
is that he actually was Roz.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it makes sense if they had the Japanese. But here we are again. It was a Japanese warlord, not a Middle Eastern guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was. I forget his name.
Yeah,
but
still glossing over the fact he's Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
yeah. And, well, that's. And I was about to say. I mean, and even then, you have Ken Watanabe playing
Yeah.
the replacement Ra's al Ghul.
That's his name. Yeah, he's actually a pretty good actor too.
Yes, he is.
That movie's full of good actors.
Yeah, but I mean, he's in just about everything Legendary Pictures makes these days. I mean, he's in
So
the new
is
Godzilla.
the guy that plays Scarecrow. He is too.
Yeah.
He's in so much shit that the Nolans made. He's in Inception. He's like the guy who they Inception upon. You definitely see
Yeah.
the movie.
But Ken Watanabe, he's done everything Legendary does ever. He was in the Batman, in Inception, and now he's in Godzilla.
So is what's his name? God, whoa, the guy that plays Alfred.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, Michael Caine. Yeah, he's in it almost better than they do now. And I still love the fact that he's Nigel Powers. That blows me away. I love that, dude. That's my
awesome.
favorite. Like, that's probably my favorite. Just, you were this and now you're this. You know.
And actually, since we're on it, I mean,
Yeah. What do y'all think of
for
this
this
Alfred?
This Alfred, yeah. I like, we all agreed we like his quippy little comebacks and how he's more witty and everything.
He's a smart ass in this. He gets a lot of good He gets a lot of good one-liners.
he had a lot of good ones against Damien's
Yeah, him and
Yeah,
Damian
especially.
himself there.
Especially.
Which is funny because they're both portrayed as British. I don't know why Damien's
Yeah.
British, but
Yeah.
he is.
You gotta throw that out there, that whole line of ancestry that you realized and why
Yeah,
it makes
so-
no sense, really.
So, Ra's al Ghul, they present him as Asian in this, but he's Middle Eastern. Talia, to me, she has like a real like Bond girl, like Russian look.
Yeah, I can see that.
And, Bruce Wayne's from a stand-in for Chicago-New York. And Damien has a British accent. So I guess Roz flew in a ton of British teachers to raise his grandkid for him.
Cambridge and shit.
Yeah. That's the only place that would have came from.
Oh, good. The Cambridge scholar is here. Now we have to kill him so no one knows
Right.
this is here.
Right.
You've taught my grandson well. It is a shame you have to die.
So true. So true.
Worst career path ever.
Or maybe the League of Assassins has a British division.
Actually, who knows?
Well, speaking of League of Shadows, though,
Or League of
This-
Assassins.
League of Assassins,
Which way?
yeah. This bothered me a little bit about Deathstroke's guys. Like, you never see why they follow Deathstroke.
Yeah.
They're given no
That is true.
personality. You're never shown why there's a division within the ranks. And if you want to read into it, you can see it as like Deathstroke's guys. They use more modern technology than
They definitely do.
than Raish's guys, which I think's crap.
Yeah,
Like, why would Raish limit himself? He's been around for
Absolutely.
600 years. He adapts.
absolutely.
But
Apparently he doesn't.
yeah, not in this. So you could have thrown in some lines like, "Oh, your old ways are out of date, old man. It's time to change with the times," or whatever.
Yeah.
But they don't do anything with that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there were some parts of the writing that they could have abused more, but I don't know, I guess they didn't. I mean, still good movie, but
Yeah, like if you're not paying attention, it's a great action movie.
oh yeah.
Just I'm usually not even that big a stickler for this kind of stuff. Just it's because it's Ra's al Ghul that it bothers me,
Yeah.
and that's Deathstroke that it bothers me.
And Deathstroke is hands down an amazing DC villain. Period.
And in this, he's a badass and he looks cool, but he's got no code of honor. He's not an anti-hero. He's just like a jealous student dash boyfriend of Talia that wants to just burn these people's whole world down for rejecting him.
And actually, speaking of like the look, who knows? Maybe that's why he had his group. Maybe they were just like, dude, he looks like a badass.
Yeah.
Let's follow him.
He looks tougher than this old man.
I like his outfit, man. Let's not follow the guy with the shoulder pauldrons and the cape anymore.
But you know, like, so Deathstroke holds his own against Ra's. Probably would have beat him. He goes toe to toe with Damien.
Yeah.
He beats Talia bad.
God, that's one thing that bugs me
One-sided.
with this movie is that Talia has had way more time, yet, but yet somehow, Damien can go toe to toe with Deathstroke fine, but as soon as it's Talia, it's just like, no.
Yeah, but then Batman takes down Deathstroke in like
Yeah.
Six punches, yeah.
Like everyone else had some kind of difficulty fighting him
Yeah.
except Batman. And again, I guess that's just because he's Batman. Let's count that up to that.
Okay, so we bitched about two of the villains. Did y'all enjoy Killer Croc dash the Man Bats?
The bits we
Man-
got at Killer Croc were bad.
The man bats were cool, yeah, and the bits we got Killer Croc were bad. I liked how he ripped his tail off.
Yeah,
and
that was hardcore.
after
That-
Croc made the point of you should see my new upgrade, and it was his tail or whatever, and then he ends up ripping it off. But
Now what I would have wanted was when I was reading the more mature Batman stories, it was like 12, 13. Like my first, like, oh my god, Batman has balls moment was there's a book where Batman's talking to himself and he's interrogating Killer Croc, and like some little girl just had her throat ripped out, and Batman thinks that Killer Croc, used his teeth to rip this girl's throat out, and then he just had dental surgery, so he's got these pretty new teeth. So Batman's narrating to himself, it's like, yeah, Killer Croc is 300 pounds of pure muscle, blah, blah, blah. And he starts punching him, and then you just see his teeth falling out and blood all over the floor. And then the next caption is, Killer Croc is now 299.5 pounds.
That's that Rorschach moment.
But the tail was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But the Man Bats looked awesome, but again, there's no
Explanation.
Yeah, like
Well, they explained how they got there,
yeah,
but
that's fine. Just
Yeah. But
why do they love this Deathstroke dude so much? They'll become Bat people.
yeah, that was flawed. I mean, that's just one of those moments where I don't know. It's implied that at some point he had a talk with some of his henchmen, and they were like, "Ah, sure, we'll get morphed into Bat people
right.
for
And-
you."
And if it was Raisha's guys, you could just say, well, the League of Assassins is kind of like a cult.
Yeah,
So you don't got to rationalize it, but
but
they never explain who Deathstroke's guys are.
Yeah. Like, is that a group you found outside of the
Yeah.
league?
Or
Is that
they
members
break
of the
aways.
league? Yeah, there are some flaws there, but, And then, another thing that I thought was interesting was, the incredibly accurate catapult launches near the
Yes.
beginning there.
not only that, yeah, when they were taking over the fortress, the incredibly accurate and ahead of time catapult launches, and the fact that Talia was at one point taking down entire helicopter squadrons with an arrow launching Gatling gun.
What?
How are you gonna explode helicopters with arrows?
I don't even know. Like, that was just interesting. I still say they borrowed that from Van Helsing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They called Hugh Jackman up. Excuse me, Hugh. We need to borrow something.
Who was it that Hugh Jackman, actually this is really random, but recently said that he would like to see take over Wolverine?
He said if he was still alive, Heath Ledger.
Oh.
He said if he was still alive, he thinks Heath Ledger could do it.
I mean, he probably could. Just to me, that's just too much of a generic go-to answer now. Oh, you know, Heath Ledger, he could do anything.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he probably could, I don't know. But I never saw him be like that giant buff badass that
Right,
Hugh
yeah.
Jackson is.
And
Absolutely.
unfortunately, we never
Yeah, we'll
will.
never get the chance.
Yeah.
Like the dude from A Knight's Tale, I don't see being the fucking Wolverine.
Right.
You know?
I love how we as comic enthusiasts always have to emphasize superhero names with cuss words, like the fucking Wolverine or the goddamn Batman or like.
I think that is still the best one.
It is.
And I've heard people trying to apply it to Bruce Wayne. They're like, he is the goddamn Batman. It's like, no. We specified that it's Thomas Wayne.
You know who's missing here? Iron Man should have some kind of expletive connected to his name.
Yeah, he really should. He absolutely should, especially being Tony
Yeah.
Stark.
I don't know. I can't really seem to get one going very. The bastardly Iron Man.
Yeah.
The cokehead who is Iron Man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's my biggest problem with the story of this movie is Damien's character arc. There's not one. The
Yeah.
whole point is, you know, killing's bad kid, but he kills some of Deathstroke's guys at the beginning of the movie, so he's obviously used to killing people.
And then even Bruce kind of buried some of those.
yeah,
you know,
Bruce
Absolutely.
almost certainly killed bat people.
Absolutely.
And the ones he didn't kill, drowned. The ones he didn't directly kill drowned when he like blew up that tunnel.
Yeah.
One got bitten. One got ripped in half by a shark.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Damien is told by his new father that killing is bad, and he just kind of goes with it. Bruce never shows him, like, you know, that grandfather of yours wasn't always such a nice guy. Look into this.
Yeah, check this out.
He never gives him concrete evidence.
Yeah.
But not only that, the whole time that Bruce is trying to shove the justice and not killing lesson down his throat, he never listens until the pivotal moment when he's about to kill the guy who stole everything, and then he's like, you know what, maybe this time I'm going to listen. Although technically, they don't spare his life either.
Yeah.
They flee the destroying facility, and it kind of insinuates that he dies with it. But
Which,
Yeah.
as Deathstroke, surely he survived. But
Surely.
still,
Of course.
from a philosophical standpoint, if killing is wrong, not letting somebody die is also wrong.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
That's a Kantian theory, actually. That's ethics.
Kant. Oh,
Immanuel
I forget
Kant.
we can nerd out about Kant now that we've taken that class.
Yeah, we can.
I can't.
The categorical imperative.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to rewrite the movie, but if I'd have been involved, my idea would have been have Damien kill somebody and either it be the wrong person, or have him not be able to find out what happened to his mother because Damien killed the guy. You know,
Yeah.
show some ramification for killing people.
Yeah.
Show that, you know, if you fuck up killing an innocent person, it's bad, or show, you know, it's not always useful to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're more useful alive.
Give an incentive to keep them alive instead of just, we keep them alive because it's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
That's weak.
When, as we've seen Thomas Wayne and Damien both prove, killing them is far
Has
more
its
permanent.
results.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of felt like, in some of his wittier moments, it felt like a Deadpool moment for Bruce with the man bats, just because of the fact that sometimes Deadpool does go the route of it's like, oh, I didn't do anything, I merely caused collateral damage,
Yeah.
and the collateral damage is what killed them.
But that's fine with that's fine with everybody but Batman and Superman. Batman and Superman should be held to a higher regard the way they're written.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one thing that, I don't know, like, and that's one thing that was interesting with this one, is that they never really tackled that.
Yeah.
Just the fact that, like, seriously, I mean, he did all that collateral damage, clearly crushed those guys under debris, And it kind of seems like that's one of those things Damien, as a character, would have thrown in his face.
Yeah, you should have shot that back at him.
That's very true. It's a very good point, actually. Yeah.
Which this is in character because we haven't done Justice League War yet, but Batman kills mutant invaders left and right.
Oh, yeah! I finally watched that. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does do that.
Darkseid's alien goons attack Earth, and
Yep.
all the heroes just like go kill crazy with these things. Which I guess the point is they're not human, but
Right.
they're still alive. They're not robots.
Well, I mean, and obviously we can get into it in very detail when we
Yeah.
do war, but I mean, they're mutations of other species.
Yeah. There's
So one or two of those could have been human.
Yeah.
And like, I don't care if heroes kill people. It's, just address it.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Like, it'd be at least be at the end of the day, be sitting around the Batcave and be like, you know what? I think I did kill somebody. My bad.
I would just, all I need is a one-liner like, they're not human anymore, or they're better off dead.
Yeah,
Right.
something.
Instead of just being a sometimes walking contradiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay. What are some positives about this movie?
I really liked it. I mean, other than all the excessive shit talking, that's a little bit. I mean, I enjoyed.
Well, we're nerds. We're allowed to nitpick sometimes.
Yeah, we definitely are gonna nitpick.
I really liked most things that it had to offer.
I think it's cool how they've definitely stepped up the art game a little bit
Yeah.
to be more modernized. Though I still love the '90s animation better, but I think it's just partiality
It's
due
just
to
nostalgia.
nostalgia. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I love that they stepped it up. I love that they made it more. I don't want to say mature, but a mature audience would enjoy it more than you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say a 12-year-old because when I was 12 and 13 is when I discovered Blink and I was like, whoa, sex jokes, dude.
Yeah,
There's
there's nothing in this
Yeah.
I would have gotten at 12.
right, yeah, but it's
There's
just
probably nothing in this I would have gotten at 9. But
it's like it's just cool because it's like they're gearing it
yeah.
more towards like, hey, this has potential to be on Adult Swim rather than hey, maybe this will be on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So, I like that. Especially it's especially deserving of something as dark as Batman. You know, like if you're gonna try to make Teen Titans more kiddie, which they have, I get it. You know, but
Let's
it's like,
please not mention Teen Titans Go.
but it's a goddamn Batman. Like you don't make that all childish. You know, so I think it's really
Yeah.
cool.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
it-
one thing that helped them is that Cartoon Network is getting rid of most of their DC programming.
Yeah.
Like all their DC-based programs are going off air, and now you're getting all the major networks are taking them and making them gritty. Like, I mean, CW has Arrow. It's about to get
Yeah,
the
you
Flash,
gotta watch Arrow. It's amazing.
and then
I really want to. I've heard
and then
nothing
Fox
but
is
good
getting
things.
Gotham.
yeah.
Which, looking at the first trailer for that one, it looks like you're gonna straight up see some deaths. You're gonna see some guys get beat down. It's looking rough, tumble gritty. So
I'm just waiting for an HBO Batman special. Batman fucks Catwoman.
I'm sure porno for that already.
I was about to
dude,
say,
no,
man.
I'm not talking about porn. I'm trying to say classy now. I want to
Oh,
see.
okay,
I
okay.
want to see some good storyline.
Okay, so you want like Spartacus,
Yeah.
like hard-hitting drama with a lot of sex thrown in.
Yeah.
A hard-hitting Batman drama with some sex scenes here and there.
So yeah, if we were to cover these DC animated originals in order, the first couple seem kind of like they're aiming them at kids, but they throw in a couple cuss words, just get a
Yeah.
PG-13 rating, just so.
Edgy.
Yeah, just so
And
if you
then-
were like our age, or if you were a young parent, you could watch it with your kid.
Yeah.
And feel like, I'm not watching a kiddie show. They said shit once,
Right.
so you don't
And-
feel like you're watching a cartoon.
And then, like,
But
with Red,
now these are
Yeah.
really aimed at like 13-year-olds.
like, and it hasn't been that long, but the leap has
Yeah.
definitely started and is there. Because, like, when you have Red Hood, they insinuate at the Red Hood, like, tasing a guy in the face and
yeah.
his brains coming out the back of his head. But in this
They would
one,
have showed it.
yeah, but in this one, Talia with that Gatling gun of arrows,
Yeah.
Or wait, not even with the Gatling gun. She just straight up shot a regular bow at a guy driving a chopper, and you just see it go
Throws
straight
his
up.
Yeah. Oh, you see Slade Wilson's eye go. Out
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
space.
You watch Damien stab him in the eye and blood everywhere.
Which you think, with Slade Wilson being who he is, you think later when they met back up, he would have been like, by the way, this is for the eye, and
Yeah.
then stabbed him once.
The only thing really that as far as animation versus animation that really just sticks out to me is that all these comparisons we're making as to how this is geared more towards a more mature audience. If you review the 90s animated Batman, they're made for kids. But I literally never get bored watching them. There's no cuss words in them. There's
Well-
minimal gore level. You
Well,
know?
the animated series was aimed at all ages in the sophisticated sense.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, yeah. I see what
Like
you're saying.
there's nothing that a kid couldn't watch, but the story's complex enough to interest anybody.
And I mean, I love those, man. Like, I think this is cool. It's definitely a cool step up for sure. But I mean, it's just like, it's crazy to think how, not comparing to the animated, like the full feature length films, but like the series that have come out of Batman since then, like Brave and the Bold and that kind of stuff. It's like they backtracked a little bit, you know, like they didn't step
Yeah.
forward any. So, but I guess that's where like Gotham and all that, these new series are supposed to be taking over. But
Yeah. And with the kid thing, though, I honestly, the only way I can really think of logically make sense of it is just generational gaps.
yeah,
Like our generation,
I can
we
see
were
that.
fine with that more clean cut animation, not having to have all the cussing, all the gore, but just because of certain developments in society, that's where we're at now. I mean, you have to have that or you're probably not going to do well.
no, I mean I remember being like 13 and being like, having friends be like, dude, I got these Dragon Ball GT episodes on VHS, Japanese with American subtitles. It says "fuck" in it. Awesome, you know. So it's like it's just that edginess makes it more cool, you know.
I never cared that the English dubs didn't cuss. What bothered me
Yeah.
was when they take out the gore in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I can agree
Yeah.
with that totally.
That bugged the hell out of me.
I can agree with that totally.
Because I bought as many of those on VHS as I could, and those had blood.
Yeah.
And on Cartoon Network, they would.
Yeah, like I remember seeing a comparison as a kid where it's like, hey, Frieza's hand went through Goku's shoulder.
Yeah.
On VHS, you see the blood happen. On TV, you hear it, you see nothing appear on the
Ah.
ground.
Goku is made
Pan
of sponge
camera back
material.
up. He has a hand through him. Man, we lost focus there.
Yes, so all roads lead back to Batman. How are we gonna end this?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, like, the writing was good though. The voice acting I liked. Even though we didn't get
Yes.
Ron Perlman in there as Deathstroke, I thought.
Yeah, there's not really any like A-list brag-worthy celebrities, but everybody's really competent. There's nothing to complain about.
Oh yeah, no. Like I said, the guy who plays Ducky from NCIS, I liked him as Alfred though.
Yeah.
The voice seemed really good
They
coming
should
from
stick
him.
with him. I'm
From here
neutral
on
on
out, I
the new
would.
Batman. That's a good Alfred.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate like one I was in MI6 or whatever reference thrown in. But yeah, he's solid Alfred.
Yeah. I would have to go back and watch it, but I can't remember. Did they use a different voice actor for Crisis on Two Earths?
For
Batman.
Batman.
I
I think this dude's only done war in this movie, but I could be wrong.
yeah. I'm gonna.
Crisis, I don't know if that's Kevin Conroy or somebody
I
else.
don't think it was.
Yeah,
though.
I think that was a different person. Like,
Yeah.
I know Year One was a new guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that, and then of course, with this movie though, as I said at the opening, animation was good.
Yeah.
Solid, like very fluid, like capes were moving, fabric was moving independently, and I liked that. And then they did a very good job with the swordplay.
Yeah, the action and fights are beautiful.
Oh
Just
yeah.
Don't overanalyze the character arcs because there's not really any.
Yeah. It feels like they just went for a pure action film,
Action film, yeah.
which wasn't terrible. And
No.
but I don't know. Kind of thinking on it, I did like how Damien kind of challenged Bruce a little bit to step up to the plate as a parent and as a mentor,
I
kind
actually
of.
didn't really get that because I know he's Batman. He's unshakable. But you have a 9-year-old kid show up on your doorstep that you don't know about. You don't take it that stone faced.
Yeah, no shit. He was just kind of like, wait, this is impossible, and then he accepts it within
Yeah.
5 minutes, and then he's just like, well, okay then. I mean, he was very not emotional about it or anything. Not like, it wasn't like, oh man, I've had all these kids that were like my kids, they weren't my kids, now I have a kid. It was just like, oh great. Like, it was almost like there was
This
Oh,
happened.
God, he
I'm
was
gonna
trained
deal
by
with it, that's
rage.
all.
Yeah, that really is exactly how he perceived it. It was like, I should have worn rubber, I didn't, and I'm just gonna handle it. You
I didn't
know,
like that
like,
joke though.
Wait,
yeah,
yeah,
they
didn't,
did joke about that.
yeah,
about
didn't
having a
Dick
condom.
Grayson make that
Yeah.
quip
Yeah, he's
after
like,
all the lectures?
yeah, after all the lectures you gave me about wearing a rubber, and now you have this problem. Or something like that. I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, that was something else I enjoyed. I did like the little showdown between Dick Grayson and
Yeah.
Damien is like, you know, adopted kid versus Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's better? And I love how Damien acts like he's such a hard ass, yet he's the one who got tied up like a little pinata.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something they were trying to accomplish with the no killing thing. That when push came to shove, Batman's ideology literally beat Raish's in Nightwing versus.
Huh.
That is
versus
a good.
Damian.
That is a really good idea.
But you really got to look for that.
Yeah, I mean it's still a good little thing. To put
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
actually-
It's a
yeah.
good idea.
Actually, kind of like that view on that.
So I guess they gave something toward that.
We just had to dig for the truth there. We just had to dig for that.
But yeah, very very solid movie. Please go buy it. You know, Dark Batman's always fun.
Yeah, I like Dark Batman better than lighthearted Batman Day. I'm like, if I want to see lighthearted, silly heroes, I'm gonna watch Spider Man. You know what I mean? Like, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
company too.
Yeah.
So.
And and even if not buy it, I say like avidly find somebody to let you borrow it.
Yeah, or get together with your friends and watch it and make crappy reviews to put on the internet.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us, Brian. Hopefully we'll see you
Thank
on
you.
not too many reviews into the future, maybe one after next. So, join us again next time. Same bat time, same bat place.
Same bat time, same bat
Bat
channel.
place.
Same, well, maybe not this bat cave next time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.